For Louisiana, but I live in Dallas, Texas now.
You live in Dallas?
Yes, sir. I've been in Dallas, Texas.
I got an ex-husband that was a sweet boy. I know you was a sweet boy. I was talking to you.
No.
Everybody leaving here not going to Texas.
That's why I was raised at Shreveport, Louisiana. Yeah. But I'm still trying to find out, and locate my biological mother. I don't know. It could be Gwen Fontaine, it could be Frederica Newton, it could be Lane Brown, it could be numerous people. Yeah. But I know it's not the woman that was on my birth certificate because upon me getting shot up from the government murder contract, couldn't nobody on her side of the family give me blood or nobody on the other side. So there's no way she could be my mom. Yeah. So at that point in time, right now, I'm just stuck out.
But you're here, live and well.
Yes, sir. But for as with me knowing who my dad is, I got all DNA paperwork, Alameda Coroner's Office, Highland Hospital, everything. So, but I'm still on the process trying to find out who my mom was. Miss Angelia told me that you have so much knowledge, and I mean, by me just coming into this movement, I would like to just be able to talk to you and just share, bless me with some of this 100-year-old knowledge. I'm only 44 years old, so I don't know everything. It's a lot of things that I'm willing to learn. I would love to learn, and the only way that I can learn, I'm not saying that the younger generation can't teach me nothing, but the older generation can teach me how to not mess up however they did. You know what I'm saying? The younger generation can't teach me that.
Yeah, they all, let me see here, let me start to move that paper, having that paper over. This newspaper.
And this is Mr. Oscar Wright, y'all. This is Mr. Oscar Wright. He's 100 years old. He's a great revolutionary. Y'all gonna hear it first from him. I don't ask me what kind of stories we're gonna hear. What I don't know. I'm here to find it out. I'm ready to hear. I'm excited.
Well, I just want you to see the picture of what exists today. That's graduate students in Mississippi there. It's actually Mississippi. Mm-hmm. Look and see how few young men are in. Just look down the line. You can straighten the whole paper out. See the whole side of it there. And take a look through here and see.
I'm going to show y'all what he's talking about. Just the graduation paper from Mississippi. And I'm going to count out how many black men I see on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 black men.
And the rest of them are
on this
young
paper.
Women.
And the rest of these here on this paper are young black women, African American women.
That's the original coming in.
And this paper is from June the 6th to June the 12th of 2024. So I'm assuming that Mr. Wright is telling me that the graduation rate of our young black men has decreased drastically.
That's exactly right. Where are our young men? Where are our young men? You know, and that's what your daddy was talking about. I got one. I wish you have some copies made. When I give you a copy of this, yes, and send me some copies back because I don't have them.
Yes, sir.
I want to give you something to give you a real insight of what your dad and them was about, you know. Read right there. You can start reading a little bit there.
It says, remember always, they hide behind images and illusions. Destroy the images and illusions. You can destroy them. From Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon. In 1969, Dr. Marcus Foster was sent to Oakland on a mission. It was not a mission for God, but from the New World Order. During the 1960s, Oakland had become a world-renewed mecca for black people seeking a better life, education, art, music, peace, and mind, and revolutionary power to determine their own destinies on a global level. In 1969, blacks were over 50% of the population and compares to almost 77% of Oakland Unified School District. Blacks were demanding political, economic, and military power through the philosophy of the Black Power to control the education of their children. Oakland had a junior college system in the Flatlands that rivaled a 4-year university system. There were trade schools training hundreds of blacks for industrial and business professions. Oakland had become renewed for its students and their educational excellence. Spiritualism and activism. McCollum's High School was known worldwide McClimon's High School was known worldwide as the School of Champions. McClimon's was a seed school for professionals, athletes, and the college and professional level. Castlemont High School was in the top 10 of the nation's. What are these schools at now?
East Oakland and West Oakland.
They're down. They're at the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, now.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Keep on reading a little bit, then you could just take it with you, you know. Cause you
10th high school in the nation. The aspirations of black people in Oakland presented a serious challenge to world white supremacists. I want to read that again, y'all, because a lot of people in the movement don't understand this right here. The aspirations of black people in Oakland presented a serious challenge in the top 10th of the nation's high schools. The aspirations of black people presented a serious challenge to worldwide white supremacists and the New World Order. And I want to say something for this right here. I'm going to go back up to where it says in 1969, blacks were over 50% of the population comprised almost 77% of Oakland Unified Schools District. Blacks were demanding political, economic, and military power. For everybody that be saying, Rico, why you created a military? This is what the Panthers really stood for. The Panthers stood for economic, political power, hospital, to have their own hospital, stores, schools, to basically govern themselves, provide for themselves, and protect themselves. Everything that I have ever seen that has ever been built, it was destroyed because we didn't have protection. The Panthers was the only thing that I ever seen that we had protection.
That's exactly. You get to the point there now.
Yeah,
they had the military power and protection from the Panthers.
And what we did, but the only thing I think the Panthers lacked, because when the FBI started sending all them letters, it really showed that a lot of Panthers didn't really trust themselves.
That's the case today. You know, we fight one another. They get black people, women to kill black men to kill black women.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back a little bit there, you know, when the school there, they took over the college up here in the hills here, the pastors. They had a program up there where at that time, black people couldn't get any higher than LVN in nursing. So they had a nursing school up here in the Hills School up there, college up there in the hills, to teach RN nursing. And the pastors, your dad and among them, was then told, if they don't let black people in there and take the go to the RN, they burn that damn thing down. So that was the first time that black people was able to go to RN. They had to leave black people in that school there. And they had it where this academic content of the students there was the same as University of California, maybe a little higher, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that was the school thing they did, you see. And they started the breakfast program. I know you know all of that stuff.
Yes,
I hope
sir.
you do. You know, when black people didn't have anywhere to go, and to have nobody to speak for them, the Black Panthers took up. You know. But everything they did was constitutional, because your father had studied law, you know. He had been in prison, you know, and he had also studied law. And everything they do was in keeping with that, what you see there. And that's in there. So that's why they could, you know, when they were armed, he had a right to arm themselves and go to Sacramento, you know, and do what they had to do. You know, he was a threat to white society. And that's how the New World Order, you know, was founded by Rockefeller, Ford, DuPont.
I'm glad you just brought this up, because I want to read to people that's gonna be reading or hearing this right here. It says, in 1968, Percy Moore started a discussion and focus for a Rockefeller Foundation inspired decentralization of the Oakland public schools. Now, for all y'all don't know who Rockefeller is David Rockefeller, and them who said that he don't want a nation of thinkers, he want a nation of workers.
Right.
So here it is today. I never have ever seen this here, and this is a blessing that I'm over here talking to Mr. Oscar Wright. I never have seen this here in my life. It says in 1968, Percy Moore started a discussion and focus for a Rockefeller Foundation inspired to decentralization of the Oakland public schools.
Tell them who replaced the movie.
Okay. The Rockefeller and Ford Foundation has been the prime initial fund and sources for the Negro removal in West Oakland. Remember this here. Now, so in West Oakland right now, you see you have all these Chinese and Koreans. I went in several stores around here, and every store that I went in, I could buy 2 items. They automatically tell me it's $5. They automatically tell me it's $5. So this here links up perfectly with the decentralization of the schools, because if you decentralize the schools, then you will have a community of uneducated children. So if you have a community of uneducated children, you will soon have a community of drug heads or criminals. If you have a community of drug heads and criminals, then you will soon have a population of foreign stores that profit off of the demise of our people.
Mm-hmm. Right. You know how that worked when we went to the store and they cheated you? They said, hey, you know what? This is how much this costs. And you said, well, this don't make no sense. The taxes, it costs $1, and you tell me it costs. It
hurted me so bad. I went into this Korean store over here by the Infirmary Park. So when I went in there, I bought 1 liter, not a 1 liter, like a 12-ounce flow, maybe a 16-ounce flow, but whatever it was like $1 and something. And I bought a pack of cigars that was $1.49. The state tax all across the country to tax the Federal Reserve dollars and whatever is 7 to 8 cents, maybe 9 cents on every dollar. This 1 pack of cigars, he told me was $2.50. How?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you see, that came about, in the early 50s there, when Congress took a look at what they call a survey of the status of Negro America. And they found that Black America owned large part of the inner city all over the country. Segregated, but they own the South, Bronx, New York, South Chicago, Western District, San Francisco, East Oakland, West Oakland, and all the other things like that, So in 1957, after they found that, Congress enacted housing and urban development legislation.
Mm-hmm.
HUD. You heard of HUD?
Mm-hmm.
But that legislation gave Congress the power to take away private property for public use. Congress in turn gave each city the authority to set aside certain portions of the city for redevelopment. You heard that, son?
Mm-hmm.
100% of the sections set aside for redevelopment of Black neighborhood and through eminent domain.
I know exactly what that is.
Our federal government legally dismantled Black ownership and Black economics.
But y'all don't.
And at the same time, they are always able to get a handful of Black women or men that call themselves our leaders to sanction their action.
Mm-hmm.
And they put most of the executive directors of redevelopment all over the country with Black men. They say, well, they're gonna take your property away, but with Black, we didn't do it, the Black man did. See, that's what Rockefeller, that's what that New World Order was about. It was about to kill the ambition of Black folks.
You use their own people to
Use their
destroy
own people
them,
to carry their own.
but the whole time we behind the corner, and we the ones that's making this Black man destroy y'all. Even though he's doing it on his own for his own greed.
That's right.
So he willing to sacrifice, he willing to gain his greed while he destroy millions of others.
That's right. And when you read that, you find a lot of our people. You ever heard of Paul Cobb?
Mm-hmm.
You'll find him in there. He's part of the New World Order. You push it more, when you talked about the one that you put into, he was over, what was the name of the Black thing that's supposed to represent Black people in Washington?
NAACP?
NAACP?
No.
Civil rights,
Oh, I can't think of what it is now. But anyway, he's a Black man. He was the big chief over there. So they put the black cat in the position that we thought we had representation with a black man being there, and he was there representing the white, the Rockefeller.
That shows why Paul Cobb blew me off then.
So Bob Clark, I met him.
Oh, don't worry, let's don't get into that, because
Yeah.
you said something to Paul Cobb that made him call me and ask me the question that he asked. Said me and him was on. He thought we was on the same page. He know we damn good and well, me and him ain't never been on the same page.
Right.
But anyway, let's go on so you can get what you need.
So, today, right here in Oakland, because I know in order to restart anything, I have to be situated here.
Let me give you this for you those in front. Oakland until 1999 was a majority population. When Jerry Brown got to be the mayor of the city, he moved in here from San Francisco in the early 90s. And he bought the place down in Jack London Square. And in 1999, he ran for mayor of the city of Oakland. And he ran against 10 candidates. And not 8 of them was black men. He won in a landslide in the first, on the first ballot. And he said, what he ran on was, he said, I'm going to dismantle this black, I can give you that. I'm going to dismantle this black political machine. I'm going to promote the arts. I'm going to improve the education. I'm going to cut down on the crime. I'm going to bring 10,000 white people back in the city. That's what he said. Ran on. Now, how did he do that, with a majority population being black? But what he was able to do, he was able to get a carriage of black ministers and black attorneys, and they fought to give him absolute control of the city of Oakland, both the school district and the city hall.
Could you state his name again?
Who?
The one who they gave control to. You said they took
Jerry Brown.
Jerry Brown, yeah, he was Jerry Brown. He came to be mayor of the city, after he had been the governor of the state for 8 years, secretary of the state for 8 years, attorney general for 8 years, ran 3 times unsuccessful for president of the United States. And then he came to Oakland and said, I'm going to dismantle this black political. They had just begun to come in with black Mayor Wilson, then black superintendent, and Foster was there, Dr. Foster. You see on this thing here? Mm-hmm. Who is that? Right there. Marcus Foster.
Mm-hmm.
That's my best friend.
He was Congress or
He
something.
sent him in. They sent him in here because he had. You gonna find it all in there. What I'm telling you, you gonna find it there. He had already been and took some black schools that was down to nothing, elementary in other cities. But they gonna use him. He was a part of the, New World Order, like a lot of the black men you got in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, and when he got here, and he realized what he was sent here to do, they sent him here as the superintendent of school, but they sent Blackburn, a white man here with him, was the real superintendent. He was the front.
Mm-hmm.
Like they usually
He was the face of it.
See that thing there, the red, that pink thing on the wall? See that little tag on there?
This
No,
one?
the pink thing. Yes, who's that say?
Black educators' angry message. I can't see.
Yeah, read that, take that with you. When he got here and found out what he was really sent here to do, he had a big seminar over there in San Francisco, and he made this. In fact, let me go back a little bit. I knew it was a superintendent coming here, a black superintendent, but I didn't know who it was. I was the chairman of the PhD at Golden Gate Elementary School at that time. So when the black superintendent there was Dr. Foster, I'm the first one to invite him to our school there to reach this community here in the school. And from that point on, we got connected, I served in a lot of categories. I was on the interviewing committee, his interviewing committee, and that sort of thing. The last letter he wrote was wrote to me. I gave a copy to his wife and his brother at the funeral there at the BB Memorial when there's limousine waiting out there. It's somewhere here, somewhere. I don't know where all this junk we got here, but I got it there, you see. So now see, the population of Oakland now is going from a majority to less than 20%.
And why do you?
The school district now is going from 1993 from a 53% to less than 20%.
How do you? What strategy would you advise that I implicate in order to restructure the people as a strength for all?
I don't know. My thing, you know, I don't really know. I don't want to put it that because our people has done it to it too. See, the people we got in position, the teachers and things, you know, in the school, they have been a part of it too. I had honored to give me one of them things here. See the thing on that 23rd, I picked that notice. 23rd, to pick the one, but the other was up under that. I'm gonna give you one of them. Yeah, which, yeah. I've been sponsoring that for 23 years. Read what it says on the front there.
I gave him a copy of that.
It says, yep, it says the
Oh, he already got a copy.
Yes, sir. It says, but I'm gonna take this one too. It says the 23rd annual Oscar Wright African American Academic Excellence Celebration, honoring Oakland's Black youth scholars.
What color student?
Sir.
What color?
Oh, African American Excellence Celebration, honoring Oakland's Black youth
All right,
scholars.
yeah, that's what I want to get to the point. What kind of student? Black?
Black.
All right, I'm talking about that. And we had over 4,000 people present. And we had been, that's the 23rd year. And what I had to go through to make it happen, you know, as hell, you know, I had to pay for it to happen after the third annual affair, which I started in 2001, and 2001 rather. And from that on, after we did success with the first 2 years, you heard of the Bonnick situation?
No, sir.
You never heard of Bonnick discussion? You'll find it in that thing there. It has a lot to do with it. That's what you got, you're going to carry with you.
You say like Ebonics?
Ebonics.
Oh yeah, how we be talking? Yeah.
When you're looking at him here, that's where it's coming in. It had nothing to do with Ebonics. It was about improving the English language acquisition and application skills of African American children. Did you get one of my books?
No, I'm going to though.
Yeah, give me one of them books there, and he'll find some of that in the book. A lot of what I'm going to tell you is in that book.
So what he said, the Ebonics that we speak today, for those who don't know what Ebonics is, when you text and say you, or you text this, that, and the other, and you speaking, you know what Ebonics is when we speak.
What we had tried to do for years.
When we say we ain't gonna, those Ebonics right there. We ain't gonna. He is the creator of Ebonics. And could you explain?
No, I'm not the creator of Ebonics. I'm the one that started here in Oakland.
Mm-hmm. Could you explain Could you explain to the people what it truly was for?
It was about improving the English language acquisition and application skills of African American children. We had tried for years to get the school district, Oakland School District, to provide all of the students the same course offering in classes with the same curriculum content. Unsuccessful for years. And in 1996 there, 96 there, we was able to get one of the board members, her name was Tony Cook, to come up with the task force on the education of African Americans in order to improve the English language acquisition and application of African kids, black kids, so they could be able to, you know, be able to go to 4-year colleges and everything, yes, you know. And they gave me a budget of $1,995,000. After that debonding discussion, you know, some of the big folks like Jesse Jackson, Maya Angelou, the superintendent of schools, national superintendent of school, Riley, and the state superintendent of school, they came out in order to try to kill it from happening, that thing. and
Including Jesse Jackson?
Jesse Jackson was. I got all that stuff. I wish I had time to get the shit, man. Y'all don't know. See, Yasu done killed us, man. You know, Jesse Jackson. What his name? Our buddy that got all that stuff on the darn TV. You know the one that do all the videos and stuff. You meet with him all the time.
Oh. Who do I
Oh, he
meet with?
can't. She can't.
I'll get it, Pops. Don't. I'll get it.
For all y'all non-believers.
Oh, Cedric.
Cedric. Yeah, he's a heck of a guy. He's in Africa now.
For people that don't believe, he's 100 years old. And you see what's one of the greatest books on his table.
No, that is the greatest book.
The greatest book.
That is, if you look at this here, if you read, see how people don't read it, they just go where the preacher said. You know, I done read a lot of it, don't understand a lot of it, but I read it, you know, and that's something. Out of this book came that. If you read that Constitution, the Constitution comes out here, but they never enforced it. They never implemented it. Congress never enforced it. Never implemented it. So we in a situation here where in Oakland here now, they used to have a skills center right here, 3100 San Pablo. For decades, they operated a vocational education school, the University of California and the Peralta School Board. Mm-hmm. They operated a skills center. They had a record of training and placing more than 25,000 black young men and women in all kinds of professions. Doctors and whatever, cooks, you know, butchers, bakers, candlestick bakers, and everything. And in 1991 and 82, when that New World Order thing, they had Dick Mason got to be the governor of the state of California. And his first one thing was, he then got the state legislature to get to pass a law to force all people on welfare to either go to work or go to school. In the